Welcome to my show, 5 Minute Flashpoints with Tio Uncle VR. This is a show and a race to get to all my points in 5 minutes or less. Our subject today will be a review of the most random New York Jets weekly news in a flash. Let's go to point number 5. New York Jets single game ticket prices. The New York Jets single game tickets went on sale on August 5th and are available on NewYorkJets.com, the website, and powered by Ticketmaster. Plenty of different media outlets have a listing of a range of averages for the pricing on tickets, and I've listed some of the graphics in the slide. The range for home tickets is approximately $65 for games like the Texans and the Rams, and a whopping $120 for the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. Consequently, the range for away tickets is anywhere from $51 for games like the Jaguars and the Cardinals, and top tier games like the Jets versus the Vikings in Hotspur Stadium are for the low price of $225 as a minimum, or should I say 178 British pounds. Well, cheerio, on to the next point. Is Saleh on the hot seat? The New York Jets have no excuses this upcoming year. Something has to be accomplished on the field this season, or there will be major changes made. Bleacher Report's Brad Gagnon went around the league and shared temperature checks for head coaches. Saleh was one of the people he highlighted in his report. He believes the temperature is hot under Saleh's seat, and he states that Saleh, although deserving credit for what he's done with a very talented defense in New York, has been a victim of circumstances. Call him a scapegoat or chalk it up to him being a better defensive coach than a head coach. Regardless, he is on thin ice. As good as the defense has been, the offense has been inept, and he and his staff failed to develop quarterback that they picked second overall, Zach Wilson. Their playoff drought is now 13 seasons, and if it's not snapped this year, at the very least, he is toast. On to the next point, number 3. Dion and Saleh. Dawkins seems to have had a lot of time on his hands this past offseason talking crap about opposing AFC East teams, specifically and including the New York Jets. Now, Sauce and Garrett Wilson took their shots at Dawkins in social media. However, Solomon Thomas had the best response to Dawkins' declaration on Good Morning Football when Dawkins said he hates the Jets, all of them. There are people who play the sport because they love the sport, and there are players who play the sport just to look cool. Those are a bunch of guys who just want to take pictures on Instagram, and that's whack. Now, Solomon Thomas responded, he prefers to let his play do the talking, but then he added, I do think it's interesting you have a guy telling us that we like to take pictures on IG when he's on a podcast with his shirt off. Did I mention the Bills would be on the New York Jets schedule 2 times? For a rebuttal of Dion comments, and he can even come shirtless. On to point number 2. Mr. Reddick, the $1 million man. The New York Jets and Hassan Reddick remain at a standstill as the former All-Pro pass rusher continues his holdout from training camp. Now, Reddick has missed 15 consecutive days of camp in search of a new contract from a Jets team that seems hesitant to negotiate at this time. The Jets don't want to negotiate with Reddick unless he shows up to the team's facility as a show of good faith. But Reddick isn't interested in reporting to camp without a new deal. The Jets fined Reddick for missing mandatory minicamp and have fined him $50,000 every day of his absence during training camp. Now, he was also fined a mandatory $100,000 for missing minicamp in June and an extra $300,000 extra in fines for additional language in the contract in regards to expectations under the CBA. That brings Reddick's total in fines accumulated to this point up to a whopping $1 million of me reporting this today. Hopefully, it can all get worked out. And finally, last but certainly not least, number one, Jaylon Johnson. Jaylon Johnson thinks the NFL's top 100 list is bullshit. Well, why is this relevant? Because he continues talking about our New York Jets quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. He says, there ain't no way. I don't know how you make the Pro Bowl, the All-Pro, and not be a top 100 guy. I guess I could have been 101. Maybe he's talking about Dalmatians. I guess, but goddamn, Aaron Rodgers didn't even play in the season. He was voted 92nd. Now, Johnson did have a good 2023 season, making the second team All-Pro and a Pro Bowl bid. He had a career high of 4 interceptions, which included a pick 6 and a forced fumble. But here's the thing. I got one message for you. And here it is. Will Smith smack the shit out. Will Smith smack the shit out. Will Smith smack the shit out. Smack the shit out. Smack the shit out. Will Smith 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 smack the shit out. Smack the shit out. Smack the shit out. Will Smith smack the shit out. Please keep my quarterback's name out your mouth. Please note I use sources from my material like the New York Post, Bleacher Report, and JexXFactor.com. For all my flashpoints, I just want to give them credit in my post. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy the content on this channel, please feel to tip us. And I will put that information on the top of this video. You could also find our information on our YouTube page, the 411 on New York Sports, and find that information in the description. This concludes my time, and as I sign off, have a great day, and always remember, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist. And just like that, he was gone.